Got to turn that off before I can start speaking and saying ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gents, because then it will start talking for me. United States Congress, please understand, this is at congress.gov bill / 116 hyphen Congress House hyphen bill hyphen, I mean not hyphen, but / 1423 / text question mark R as in Robert equals 58 and symbol letter S equals 1. That's the website address. We're going to put this in the description. Then why did you say all that if you're just going to put it in the description? We got to make this quick, ladies and gentlemen. We got a lot of things going on, and I don't have no time. I just don't have the time. I don't have the time. I don't have the time. This is a House resolution. It's already in the Senate. Okay? Pay attention. They are trying to pass this bill to amend Title IX of the United States Code with respects to arbitration. They're going to amend the arbitration? Now look, even Miss Maxine Waters, Miss Frankener, Fudge. Let's see. Who else do we know? That's Waters. Who else do we know? Let's see if, no, because it's not in order. So let's do, oh, look at that. Price, I'm sorry. Price. I thought it was Pierce, but it ain't. Reading real fast. Hold on. Okay, Rand Paul is not a signatory on this. Imagine that. Now, why is it that they're so afraid of arbitration? Look at all of these people signing in on it. And this is again February 28th. They keep trying to push this through. So notice what this bill does. Okay, for the purpose of this act are to prohibit pre-dispute arbitration agreements that force arbitration for future employment, consumer, antitrust, and civil rights disputes. Excuse me? That's right. They claim that if you're going after your infant estate, that's a civil rights dispute, and you're going to have to go through the courts. They are so stupid. I have no better word for them. They call it the arbitration of employment, consumer, antitrust, civil rights dispute. Pay attention so that you get it. They list their terms. Antitrust dispute, it means a dispute arising from a civil rights dispute. Now, this is one you want to pay attention to, arising from alleged violations of the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of any state, any federal, state, or local law that prohibits discrimination on the basis of race, religion, sex, creed, identity, sexual orientation, disability, religion. Did you say religion twice? Yes, I did. National origin, or any legally protected status in education, employment, blah, 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 in which at least one of the parties alleging a violation in paragraph number A is one or more of the individuals or their authorized representative. Y'all keep doing them authorized representative things. That's why they put that in there, including one or more seeking certification as a class. Do you understand? The term consumer dispute means any dispute between one or more individuals who seek to acquire real or personal property. Yep, that's right. Can't do it on mortgages. Services, including service related to digital technology, securities, or investment, money, credit for personal, family, or household purposes. Yep, can't do it, including individual or individuals who seek certification of a class under Rule 23 of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure or comparable rule or provision of state law. That's right, any other related rule. If your arbitration agreement has anything to do with the rules they already have established, got to go to court. The seller or provider of such property, services, or securities or other investment, money, or credit, or third party involved in the selling, providing for, or payment for, receipt of, or use of information about, or other relationship of any such property, services, or securities, or other investments, money, and or credit. And the term employment dispute, we don't care. The term pre-dispute arbitration agreement means an agreement to arbitrate a dispute that has not yet arisen at the time of making the agreement. In other words, you cannot do agreements anymore, people. Any more arbitration agreements that says, hey, you'll resolve this dispute in arbitration as opposed to the courts. Said you can't do that. Got to do it after the dispute arises. Okay? Well, isn't that something? Ain't all of our disputes, didn't we get into our contracts after the dispute had arisen? Ain't that what we did? Interesting, ain't it? Okay, anyway, non-validity and enforceability. It says that if there's a provision in the contract about a pre-dispute joint action waiver, that you can waiver this and waiver that. That's what that. And then it talks collective bargaining agreements. Ladies and gentlemen, they added all of that fluff in because they couldn't let you know what they were doing. So notice in Title IX, it talks about interstate commerce. Notice what they're doing in Section 1 by striking of seamen and all that follows through interstate commerce, inserting it in its place individuals regardless of whether such individual is designated as an employee or independent contractor for other purposes. So no more interstate commerce. See, right now, if it involves interstate commerce, it's automatically federal. But they're getting rid of the interstate commerce section of the Federal Arbitration Act. Now notice Section 2 by inserting or as otherwise provided in Chapter 4 before the period at the end. In other words, they're getting rid of the commerce section of Section 2 of the Federal Arbitration Act. And then they're doing the same thing on the, you have three of them. You have international, you have federal, and you have state. So they're striking words that gave you guys power because they saw what Bradley Christopher Stark did. Now, for those of you who, oh, well, we can't find that. That didn't happen. He didn't do, please, all of this is because of what Bradley Christopher Stark had done. Hold on, get out of here. The act and the amendment made by this act shall take effect. What are you doing? I didn't ask you to go there. You see, it's just jumping all over the place. I don't understand it. I cram to understand, MC Light. It did it again. It did it again. Let's go back down here because we just want to read this part right here. The act and the amendments made by this act shall take effect on the date of enactment of this act. See, all the other acts take effect 90 days, 60 days, 70 days, 120 days later. This one takes effect on the exact day of the enactment of the act and shall apply with respects to any dispute and or claim that arises or occurs on or after such date. That's why we told all of you need to be grandfathered in. This is for all the disputes that happen after this. That's why we told you need to be grandfathered in. Okay? That's what that was for. They are really, really understanding what we're trying to do. So all of you who have had your contracts done and who got them done now, hey, by the way, don't wait for the QPAC. Do the infinite state. Do the infinite state. Do the infinite state. Do the infinite state one first. QPAC will be available soon, but do the infinite state one for now. All right, because you don't pay for that one. It's already up online. Have a good day, everybody. Just here to be that little tugboat, just to tug in them little vessels ashore. Oh, by the way, somebody asked me a question today. Hey, what do you think about the bombing of the churches? What do you think about the cathedral that fell? The Notre Dame? What? Isn't it kind of strange that all of that's happening at one time? I guess it must be a Babylon the Great thing. You know, like the Bible said, they're going to turn on Babylon the Great. And because if you think those three bombings that killed all of those people and injured all of those people were some terrorist organization hating quote-unquote Christians, you must be out of your mother mind. Just saying it. Okay? We all know about false, stupid flags. And look at where it happened. Now go back and look at that state's history. Look at where it happened. I don't know anything about that place, ladies and gentlemen. If I've ever heard of it, I never paid attention to it. I don't know anything about that place. I just know it's just to the south of India. Because I don't care. But go back and look at their history and see that nothing like this has ever happened before. It's pretty good for a first run, huh? Just go pay attention, people. There is nothing usual about what happened today. Have a good day, everybody. Goodbye.